loves, and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten, and today we are doing day 8 of the 13 days of horror. This time we are going over some botanical horror recommendations, so grab yourselves a beverage, let me know what are some of your favourite plant-based horror, botanical horror stories. I would love to know, but I have 5 to talk to you about, and honestly most of these I would say, well, we're starting off with some mushroom horror. So let's start there, shall we? We have What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. This is actually a book that is based on The House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe. It's creepy, it's unsettling, it's also the start of a series which I need to continue. That's one that I haven't prioritized. I need to. But this one, we're following a character, what is their name? Alex, who is a retired soldier and gets an invitation to go see one of her old friends at this house. Madeline Usher, her childhood friend, is dying. She gets this invitation to go, but when she gets there things aren't quite right. There is also this mushroom scientist, I can't say the damn name, it's a mycologist, mushroom scientist that is also exploring these moors and different things that are happening that she thinks could be caused because of mushroom. I quite liked it. I feel like this book could also work for like a haunted house as like an eerie setting. It's not necessarily haunted, but there are some strange happenings going on in this house. The things that stick in my head are the rabbits. That was freaky. So I really need to reread this book and then continue on the series. When I first read it, I just wasn't that invested. I think because I don't like Edgar Allan Poe's writing, and so when this was a retelling of Edgar Allan Poe, I don't know, I think I had a little bit too much stigma attached to it, but this book in its own right is a good work of art. I mean, it's T. Kingfisher. I love T. Kingfisher books, so I definitely want to reread this one and then continue on, especially because the third one is out now, and I'd be really curious to see whether each book has this slightly more botanical horror lean to it, or if it's just this first one. I don't believe there are any more retellings of things with these other works. However, T. Kingfisher is known for taking influence from different horror authors' works, which I have mentioned a few times throughout these different recommendation videos. Yeah, this was very good. So if you are looking for a creepy house, creepy moors, creepy rabbit, yeah, give this one a try. It was good. I also really loved the mushroom scientist. I think they were probably my favorite character of this just because they were so interesting. Another one that's kind of mushroom horror is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is one of my favorite books that they have written. I really enjoyed this one. This one would also work for like a haunted house setting as well. We are following our main character Naomi, and she has this life of parties and all sorts. However, they get a distressing letter from a cousin and her father sends them out. So it's a recently married cousin and it's a very distressing letter. So it's her father's like, right, you need to go find out what's going on. So she goes, and when she gets there, cousin's like, I didn't send you a letter. I don't know what you're talking about. And she seems unwell though, and her husband's like, you know, we've had to hire a carer in to look after her. She's not doing so well. She doesn't know what she's saying. She doesn't remember things, and the whole family seems really, really unnerving, and this house is decaying and falling apart around them. I really enjoyed this one. I think the atmosphere was done really well in this book. I liked how it was so unsettling. You didn't really know what was going on, especially as the book progressed. Is like how much of this is really happening, what is real, what isn't real. Like, I really enjoyed this one. It's one I need to reread. I've been saying that a lot when I do these videos, but it was very good. It's my favorite one that they've done so far. It's also got a lot of social commentary on money and the different prejudices and things that come with all of that. So yeah, lots of social commentary, and then this really creepy, eerie setting. So very good book. Then we move away from mushrooms and go to general botanical horror with A Botanical Daughter by Noah Medlock. This is a great book. This is a Frankenstein retelling, but make it plants, and I loved this. This was so good. So we're following these two people who live in this greenhouse. Now, they live together as a couple, they are in love. However, this is set during a time where being gay is, well, it's not allowed. And so they're just looked on as two very eccentric bachelors that live together. One of them is a botanist and the other one, taxidermy artist. They make it work with this greenhouse, it's brilliant, until one day this moss comes and it sets them off on a really dark and dangerous path, and I loved it. I loved this Frankenstein monster to do with plants, the love of their subject so much that they then start making these very morally questionable decisions. I think it really pays homage to the point of Frankenstein, which is questioning hubris, a man's hubris, and the way that we want to control life, and all these different moral questions that are posed to us as a reader are redone in this but packaged up within botanical plants. Like it's fantastic. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. This was eerie, unsettling. I would say it leans to more gothic than actual horror, but it works so well. So brilliant book. Then we've got House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. This is a book I need to reread. It has been so many years, but this one is also tied into fairy tale folklore horror, as well as all the creepy fungus and stuff that is growing. The things that remind it's the scenes. There are certain scenes where you have things growing out of bodies and stuff that are just gross. I would say this probably does lean more towards the folklore side of things than anything else. I'm not going to say what folklore because it will give it away. The fact that we do have a few scenes of these growing sporous things coming out of stuff, yeah, it's kind of gross. It is kind of gross, and so I think it fits. You get 3 different perspectives, but you've got the sisters Iris, Vivi and Grey. When they were younger, when they were little, they went missing and everyone was out searching for them. Then one day they suddenly turn up, but they're slightly different. Now we've got the eldest sister Grey has gone missing again, and we've got Iris and Vivi that are trying to find her, but to do that they need to face what happened in the past, but they can't remember what happened in the past. They've never spoken about it. It's not something that anyone remembers. So as in like the 3 of them have always said they didn't remember what happened, but now we've got these 2 sisters that are going to have to come together again after they've all gone different ways and to really assess what happened back in the past and find their sister. And yeah, some of those moments, like, I mean, this does a good depiction of like how you've got this face with things and it's not on them, no, it's growing out of the skin. We've got all of this. It was really well done. I really loved it. I love the atmosphere. This is like a young adult book that I'm always looking for books that I like this because I really enjoyed it. I think the writing was really lyrical and beautiful, and then the descriptions of things was done so well. I really enjoyed this. But again, this is another one where I'm realizing it's been such a long time since I've read it. I'm a little bit more vague on the details on things, so it's a little bit harder for me to go in more depth to be able to give a more detailed review. But I did love this one, and it is one I do think about quite a lot because I loved it. I think it just, for me, it combined a lot of things. We've got the descriptions of the eeriness of the things growing out of skin alongside the actual fairy tale folklore side of it, which it was just done brilliantly. Like when we got the reveal of it all, I was like, yeah, excellently done. Really loved it. And then the last book I want to talk about is Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. This is my favourite book of the year, if not of all time as well. Like, it's definitely gone up there. I cannot wait to reread this book. But in this one we have 2 characters. We've got Thomas and Andrew. Now Andrew, he writes these little paper cuts, as he calls them, which are little short stories, normally horror leaning, kind of fairy tale leaning as well. And then Thomas illustrates them. Problem is they've come back to boarding school. Loads of people keep referring to this incident that Andrew just doesn't really remember. He's quite a sensitive, reclusive person anyway. He's also just realizing that he is asexual and kind of coming into terms with that. So you get a lot of commentary around sexuality in this book, learning to accept yourself, how he then questions that he's not asexual enough, and then that's quickly put down. Like, that's something I really loved, is some of the conversations in this and how that was put down to be like, that's ridiculous. There's no such thing as being asexual enough or whatever it is enough. Like, you are you, and that is fine. So I really enjoyed those conversations. Yeah, something happened last year and everyone's kind of on tender hooks around Andrew, and he doesn't really get why. And we also have Thomas that came into school with blood on him, and something's happened to his parents. And so there's lots of like weird, unsettling things. But then things get weirder still when the illustrations that Thomas does starts coming to life, and yeah, it gets bad. I really enjoyed this one. I think the descriptions are beautiful, the prose is perfect, the way this book is formatted, like we actually get some of the illustrations, which is brilliant. We also do get to read some of Andrew's write-ins. Let me see if I can find one. We get little black pages like this where it's Andrew's write-ins, which, oh my god, they were so good. So yeah, I loved it. I loved everything about this book. I love the toxic obsession that happens in this book, and it was just brilliant. Okay, this is such a fantastic book and I could not recommend it enough. I truly adored it. This has been the quickest video I've done so far because I've been doing these slightly out of order, and yeah, I can't believe how quickly I got through these. But all of these were really good. I really enjoyed the vibes, the atmosphere of all of them, and I love how everything kind of came down to plants and stuff as well. But I would love to know if you've got any other recommendations for this sort of horror. It is something that I really enjoy, a nice little niche within horror that just, oh, it's just so creepy and unsettling, and I love it. So if you do have any other recommendations, please put them in the comments below and I will definitely check them out. I'm trying to think, did I have any others that worked for any other subcategory prompts? Maybe, I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I think this is a niche of horror that I want to be reading more in. Like, I love this so freaking much. I was wanting to read Eat the Ones You Love, which I know is based on a carnivorous plant, but I haven't got around to reading it, and I've had some really mixed reviews, so I don't know how I'm feeling about that one. But yeah, I'd love it. I would love any other ones. I know there is, what is it? The Day of the Thrifted. That's a classic one that's kind of like plant horror based. I actually started listening to that book and then stopped. I need to get back to that one. So I know Day of the Thrifted is definitely leaning towards that. Oh, I feel like there was something else, and I've forgotten what it is now. I've forgotten. I feel like the Rocky Horror Show is something I want to say when it's linked to all of this, and I can't remember why. No, not the Rocky Horror, the Little Shop of Horrors maybe? I don't know. I could be making stuff up right now, but I really want more. So if you have more recommendations, again, I am in the middle of reading Day of the Thrifted. I actually need to finish it. I started it as an audiobook, but I'm me and I don't get on with audiobooks that much. I just find that my attention drifts and I can never really focus. So I want to see if my library has, I don't think they do have a copy of that book. Do you want to read it though? Because I think that was quite an interesting, like I keep thinking about the small little bit that I listen to, I keep thinking about. It's just when it comes to listening to things, I don't gravitate. It's not my first thing to go, oh, I'll put an audiobook on. Instead it's, oh, I'll put YouTube on or something like that, like instead. So I need to get back to that book because that was so interesting. You start off with a main character that we're following that's in hospital and something's happened to his eyes. So his eyes are bandaged. And then one day there's all these things people keep talking about, oh my God, look at that in the sky. And then silence. Absolute silence. So he decides to take a risk and take his bandages off his eyes, and the whole world has changed. And that alone has made me so interested to want to know more. So I'm very excited to see where that's going to go. I definitely need to read that one. So yes, so anyway, as I was saying, if you have any other recommendation that go alongside this thing, let me know because I definitely want them. I think out of all of them, the one that feels to me like the most botanical horror is actually A Botanical Daughter, because this is such a good retelling of Frankenstein and I just think it encaptures it absolutely perfectly, and I don't see enough people talking about it. I feel like it got a little bit of buzz when it came out, but then people stopped talking about it. If I had to recommend you one out of this, I would actually say A Botanical Daughter. It was really good. But okay, I will leave it there. So thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far and you just don't know what to comment, then of course we're gonna have to leave a plant emoji in the comments below if you've made it this far and just don't have anything to comment. Thank you so much for watching this video. For if you do give me any recommendations, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Like, I don't think you guys understand how often I take recommendations from the comments. I am always adding books to my TBR from different things that get recommended for me, so thank you so much. But right, okay, I am gonna stop. So an extra special thank you goes out to all of my Patreons for all of your continued support over there. It means the absolute world. If you've enjoyed this video, then please do consider giving it that thumbs up, subscribing and commenting. Those 3 things really help this channel out. My social media links, anyone I've mentioned, Discord, Patreon, everything will be linked below for you as always, and I will catch you in the very next video.